Good morning and welcome. You're watching the Breakfast Rundown on TV1. I'm Therunee Karunaratne. We're coming to you live and direct from our Newsfirst studios here in Colombo. As always, right here on the Breakfast Rundown, we'll be bringing to you details of key local, international as well as sports stories this morning. Stay tuned with us. We have all the news in detail. Let's move on to our top story for this morning. The Ministry of Education says that instructions have been provided to give students school uniforms before the start of the new school term. The Secretary of the Ministry of Education, Lanka, stated that these school uniforms will be sent to schools through the respective zonal education offices. This year, all school uniforms were received as a donation from the government of China. For the year 2025, the required amount of fabric for school uniforms has been recorded as 11,817 million meters or 11.817 billion meters. The Ministry of Education has announced that the number of students designated to receive school uniforms is 4,640,086. The Secretary to the Ministry stated that arrangements are being made to distribute these uniforms among the students before the start of the new school term on the 27th of January 2025. Meanwhile, the Consumer Affairs Authority says that legal action has been taken against 80 individuals for selling rice at prices above the government-imposed control price and hoarding rice stocks as of yesterday. The Consumer Affairs Authority adds that within the past 3 days, legal action has been filed against a total of 201 individuals involved in such activities. The authority also declared that raids are being conducted island-wide in search of the people who are selling rice at overpriced values. Meanwhile, the Consumer Affairs Authority added that officials have been deployed to further monitor the quantities of rice being released from large-scale rice mills in the country. Let's move on to more local news now. The National Engineering Research and Development Center, or NERD, has successfully developed a new electric fence to prevent wild elephants from encroaching on villages. Minister of Science and Technology, Professor Krishanta Abesina, mentioned that the first installation will be done around the Veeravilla Open Prison Camp in Hambantota. He added that the new electric fence was developed after studying scientific methods to prevent elephant encroachment on villages. The National Engineering Research and Development Center, or NERD, has collaborated with a private company to design and implement this new project. Senior lecturer Dr. Jayathu Gunathilaka Samaravikrama stated that many of these electric fences that are installed across the country are not exactly up to standard. Now, a decision has been made to import 2,000 railway tracks to the country. State Minister for Transport and Highways, Dr. Prasanna Gunasena, stated that these rail tracks will be used to upgrade the dilapidated sections of the railway lines in the country. He mentioned that the deterioration of railway tracks had led to speed limits being imposed on a railway network in the country. And as a result, the efficiency of the railway system of Sri Lanka has also deteriorated. The State Minister further mentioned that with these new railway tracks, it will be possible to restore the normal speed of train operations. Meanwhile, a recent audit report also revealed that out of 122,426 train journeys that were scheduled by the Railways Department in 2023, 85,655 train journeys were either delayed or cancelled, and this represents a shocking percentage of 70% cancellation rate. Moving on to more local news for this morning. Committees have been established at a regional level to assess crop damage caused by floods that were caused as a result of the recent heavy rains that we experienced in the country. The chairman of the Agricultural and Agrarian Insurance Board, Premasiri Jasingha Arachi, stated that these committees have been set up under the leadership of the respective divisional secretaries. The committees are tasked with accurately assessing the crop damage reported by farmers, and following this, compensation is also expected to be provided. The chairman further mentioned that the estimated cost for this process is around 1.8 billion Sri Lankan rupees. Meanwhile, the Sri Lanka Public Health Inspectors Association says that island-wide raids have been initiated to find and shut down shops selling substandard plastic products. The Secretary of the Sri Lanka Public Health Inspectors Association, Chamil Muthukuda, said that special attention is being paid to beverage bottles as well as food packaging boxes during these raids that are being conducted. Let's move on to your weather update for this morning. The Met Department says that showers or thunder showers will occur at times in the northern, north central and northwestern provinces. Showers or thunder showers may occur at several places elsewhere during the evening or night. Fairly heavy showers of about 75 millimeters are likely at some places in the Uva province as well as the Hambantota district. Showers can occur at some places in the coastal areas of the western province and in the Galle and Mathura districts during the morning too. Misty conditions can be expected in the central, Sabaragamuwa, southern and Uva provinces during the morning. And as always, the general public is requested to take adequate precautions to minimize damages caused by temporary localized strong winds and lightning during these thunder showers. Well, let's shift your attention to marine weather right away now. The Met Department says that showers will occur at times in the sea areas extending from Trincomalee to Nikambo via Kankasanture, Mana and Putlam. Showers or thunder showers may occur at a few places in the other sea areas around the island as well. Winds will be northeasterly to easterly in the sea areas extending from Trincomalee to Putlam via Kankasanture, and wind speed will be 30 to 40 kilometers per hour. Wind speeds will be variable in direction in the other sea areas around the island, and wind speed will be 20 to 35 kilometers per hour. The sea areas of the coast extending from Trincomalee to Putlam via Kankasanture may be fairly rough at times. The other sea areas around the island, meanwhile, will be moderate. Temporarily strong gusty winds and very rough seas can be expected during thunder showers. Well, let's move on to news overseas for this morning. The head of NATO has said that it is time to shift to a wartime mindset, as he warned the military alliance's members were not spending enough to prepare for the threat for a future conflict with Russia. Secretary General Mark Rutte said Moscow was, quote-unquote, preparing for long-term confrontation with Ukraine and with us, describing the current security situation as the worst he has experienced in his lifetime. He said, quote, "We are not ready for what is coming our way in 4 to 5 years." And he said this in his first major speech since becoming the Secretary General in October, urging members to turbocharge their defense spending. His comments come weeks before President-elect Donald Trump takes office, having previously suggested the US would not protect NATO allies that were failing to spend enough on defense. Well, now, Meta said on Thursday that it was releasing an artificial intelligence model called Meta Motivo, which could control the movements of a human-like digital agent with the potential to enhance the metaverse experience. The company has been plowing tens of billions of dollars into its investments in AI, augmented reality, as well as metaverse technologies, driving up its capital expense forecast for 2024 to a record high between $37 billion US and $40 billion US. Meta has also been releasing many of its AI models for free use by developers, believing that an open approach could benefit its business by fostering the creation of better tools for its services. Meta Motivo addresses body control problems commonly seen in digital avatars, enabling them to perform movements in a more realistic and human-like manner. Other AI tools released by Meta include Video Seal, which embeds a hidden watermark into videos, making it invisible to the naked eye but also traceable. Let's move on to your sports news for this morning. Well, a new record has been set in the arena of mind sports. Indian teenager Gukesh Domaraju has become the youngest ever world chess champion after beating defending champion China's Ding Liren in a dramatic turn on Thursday. 18-year-old Domaraju is 4 years younger than the former record holder Russian Grandmaster Garry Kasparov, who was 22 when he won the title in 1985. The Chennai prodigy has long been a superstar in the chess world, having attained the status of chess grandmaster at just the age of 12. But he was seen as an outside challenger going into the final round of the FIDE World Chess Championship held in Singapore this year. Playing on black, Domaraju won the game after Ding, who had been in a solid position, made a fatal move that gave up his last powerful piece. His blunder delivered victory to the 18-year-old, who until now had been ranked 5th in the world and 2nd in his own country. The 14-game World Championship competition had been closely watched by chess fans around the world this past fortnight. This was the grand final game played between Gukesh Domaraju and China's Ding Liren, and the result of this final game made Domaraju the youngest chess champion in the world at just 18 years of age.
Finally, stoic Gukesh shows us the emotion he's been bottling up inside. What an incredible result, and look at that, he's so unbelievably thankful to even be able to take part in emotion like this. He's so humble, he's so grateful for this moment, and it really shows. There isn't a shred of arrogance there. Absolutely nothing, like you said, Tanya, wallowing in the defeat of his opponent.
Well, that's a wrap of this morning's edition of the Breakfast Rundown. I'm Therunee Karunaratne. Today is Friday, so of course I'll see you once again on Monday, the 16th of December 2024. Until then, take care. Have a wonderful weekend ahead.